Hello, everybody. Today we're gonna talk about friendship. Today's podcast is about friendship. I just woke up today and I was thinking about it, and I think that's the topic today. Obviously, um, it's just my opinion about it, it's just my thoughts about it, but let me know if it does reflect to you or bring you anything like interesting thought or you agree with my opinion. And let's start with that I am 27 years old currently, and I not had uh, a lot of friends in my life, and it's been only like selective. I think I like to think of me that I'm very selective with my friends, and it's only certain people will make to actual my friends in the rank of my friends that I can count them as so. So, but what I wanted actually to talk about today is not about that I don't have that many friends. That is the pain from what I'm talking about from. But I think the main idea of this topic today is just like to think and reflect how sometimes when you are grown up, it feels a bit more complicated than it should be to make any friends in life. And I think, I mean, I feel like I'm suffering from it in a way. Like, of course, lots of things is just in the head and so on. But I think sometimes people just because like I'm afraid to go to say hello to somebody and start conversations, start to build up this relationship called friendship, um, and other person in their hand also afraid of that. I think it brings this like tension already, even although that there is no action made, and it just makes it a bit like not as easy as maybe it should be. And I wish sometimes I actually thought of it on another day. I wish sometimes that we will be like a kids, that we will be, you know, how when you're a kid, how easy it was. Do you remember that? You just go there, you see somebody who I assume you like how they look or how they play, or you just wanna some friend. So you just go, ask them their name, ask if they want to play, and you just play with them. That's it. I've seen this kind of moment recently, quite recently, that the girl made up a friend in the park with another tiny girl, and I swear that already in the heads was the besties that like been together for like 10, 15 years. I don't think so that actually relationship should count on like how long you've been together. Sometimes that is not the case of the depth. Sometimes it's not the case of the quality of the relationship. I think what really matters is how actually you can be open with a person and how actually you can relate to them, how your energy matching. I've heard a lot that people can be different energies and they're like totally polar, but they still come back together to each other and they're still the best friends or like just friends. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's interesting idea of it. But coming back to those girls in the park, I think I'm just jumping out from topic to topic right now in my head because I'm quite excited about it. I wanted to bring this up that how sometimes in adulthood, some friendship or making a new friend can feel a bit overcomplicated, and how it can feel a bit not tiring, but I think it just feels a little bit, a little bit scary. Because first of all, when you're an adult, you have already a background of your life, and you already have built your own preferences for the life, your goals, and everything. It's easier, I think, if you do match with somebody, like if your friend matches your goals and stuff, so on. So those relationship will be like, I'm providing you what I'm doing, you providing me what I'm doing, and it's like a sharehold. It's a club that you support each other. I think I'm always been looking into that. So like when you actually you just support each other no matter what. You open, you wish each other the best, you know. You do not wish anything bad. I think that's what the quality of the relationship is about, isn't it? So, and I think the those goals, it can be, as I already mentioned, polar. So like they will be on different sides of, like, okay, for somebody building a family, because we're adults already, building a family right now is a big priority and a goal, and it's always been. And for another one is just traveling, building their own um, company, the brand, that themselves, and career is the main case. I'm sure that this relationship can make sense, can be in real life, although that it will be some effort, because I think, um in general, it's just my own thoughts and feeling that nowadays people kind of giving up on it, and giving up on it easier because they think, okay, um the friends should be perfect. They should be there with me all the time. They should be perfect. They should be um, approving my ideas, agreeing with my opinion. But healthy relationship in general with any human being except like you, somebody outside of you, of yourself, should be a healthy debate, should be a healthy opinion intake, and you should you should be easy with that so that people actually feel valued. Yeah. And for feeling valued, I mean just the way that you know that they're there and you appreciate their choice for being with you. It's quite a big thing, I think. And I do wish that sometimes we would see it easier, but sometimes you might just forget about the importance of it, how actually, with what you've been through with your friends. I have a few friends in my life, and I think, like, in the whole life, I had a few friends, and I think from what I ended up thinking, I thought when you're an adult, it's more difficult, not easier, and definitely no, more complicated to get in touch with them, especially if you stopped talking with them. And I had that case in my life, and I'm very grateful for myself that I actually pushed myself through this kind of like uncomfortable and, as somebody might say, cringe. And I just started to speak with my friend back again, because through our life it's been some changes and difficulties, and we're not being in touch, but we've been very good friends before in like life when we was the teenagers. And it ended up, like it ended up that both of us wanted this communication back again, thankfully. And I'm always grateful for that, like when the people actually open about, if they if they actually appreciate it, and they do not play, and they're just like, yeah, sure. That like easiness of that getting in touch of each other. And I think I realized that it's not as difficult as I think it is, because in an adult relationship, you might have this long period. Actually, I only right now coming through this. You have long periods or long distance that will be between you. People will be busy with their career, with their family, and etc. etc. But what brings you together is just the matter of each other and the feeling that you actually want to be in contact, in touch with each other. And I think I'm I see that as sometimes people may think, but why would you want to bring previous, like, old friendship back to life? Or I would say, guys, if you do have somebody, like, you miss your friend and you know that they've been with you and you know that they're actually maybe matching your energy or not. I'm sure that some people will be not, because we're going through adulthood, we're changing, and it's totally fine. And it's totally fine that people are different. You have to accept it that you might get in touch with somebody if you, like, even got brave enough, you got in touch and it's not successful. You might be a bit easier on yourself and say, okay, that didn't work, but okay, I've tried, I did my best. I think you have to actually, like, think about, do you want this relationship work? Do you want this person back in your life? Or you're okay, you can live without them. Yeah, you lived without them, but, like, do you actually want them back in your life? And if the answer, even a tiny bit yes, just try. I would recommend it. Yeah, in my opinion, it's worth it, especially when you already had your, like, background. It might be good, but I would say if it's much more like you had a great reason why you stopped those relationship, friendship, I would say that's a big question, because it's quite complicated, isn't it? It's not one sided, but I think if the reason why you ended up that friendship was greater than the meaning of this friendship for you, yeah, of course, like, just because people sometimes not changing, you have to accept it and you have to go forward without that person. Yeah, if we agree on this one. I think also, for making new friends, for me, I think is just, again, it's a big, like, a big step. You have to get brave. You have to just, like, allow yourself to do that. And for getting a new friend, you have to be open for who they are, for their, like, some people would say strange things what they have, or their character, or their own needs, or their own goals in life. But I think it's such a great time to make friends when you're an adult, because you have freedomness in most of the cases and you already build up your character. So you can choose friends and you can choose your social networking around you much better, because you know with whom you will match. Mostly, in most cases, if you know yourself good enough, you know. But I still do think about this, how it will be much more easier if we will allow ourselves just go. Like, we see somebody at the park and the girl is reading a book or something, and you just go there and talk to her. And can you imagine if you will be like, it will be acceptable in society to make friends that easy like you did back in your days, like when you was a child. It's just the freedom is and so much. There is no background noise basically when you're a kid. You just go for it. You're brave enough. So I would wish you that. I wish myself that, that we will be brave enough. We just go there and we're like, hi, what's your name, how old are you, yeah, do you wanna get a coffee, do you wanna talk, do you wanna be friends, you know? And they will be like, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I would love to have a friend, a new friend that is like just came right now to me in my life. Yes, thank you. I'm accepting this possibility. I'm accepting this gratefully and I'm happy about it. Yeah, I think that definitely would make things a tiny bit easier. And I think in my thoughts in a relationship as a friendship, it can be sometimes overly complicated by ourselves. So we expect things from the other person, and though that they do not have to be what we expect from them, we are sometimes leaning to that towards that, like, okay, they just let down my expectations on them, and I thought they're like this, but they're different. I think sometimes you need to remind yourself that, first of all, people are different. And second of all, try to accept the person as they are. It's probably the biggest thing that is actually truly can be difficult to do, because I think it's a true acceptance, true love, like as it is. It's just, but it's thinking of the of the complex of that, what it will bring you in the end, this deep relationship that actually will work out, or possibly, I think it's much more beneficial for you rather than just sitting there and thinking, oh my, okay, I do not have friends, I'm not lucky, I'm not trying to make any friends because I'm an adult already. It will be silly. I do also think that, like, for example, even at work, you sometimes think, okay, I do not over share with people some details because it's kind of sensitive information about my family, about me, or anything like this. But you do wanna open yourself to other people to know them better too. Like, for example, for adults, it's easier when you having a hobby, you see people there all the time, the same people, so you might make a connection with somebody, or at work, or if you're a student. And I wasn't that lucky enough in the studentship. I know a few girls from my like university that they built it up a big, quite big group of the girls who are still in touch, and they are like been through the whole university together as long as I know. Of course, when you see that, you're like, oh yeah, that will be actually nice. But you don't know from what they came from, what complications they had on the way, what they had to resolve, and maybe what kind of problems they had in the relationship. No matter how good is the relationship, there will be some still crisis that, like, people have to go through. Is basically like crisis of acceptance of the person as it is, changing priorities in life. It can be some kind of like a big move and shift into the relationship, like people will spend a tiny bit less time, or there will be opposite, they will be open more for the friendship right now, and they need to support more. Yeah, I think the friendship, as an idea of it, especially in my head, as actually a proper like friendshiphood, when you connected and when you feel safe in that, when you share same values sometimes, like the main like top values that is actually top importance for you, they should matter and they should match, because otherwise you will be like angel and devil. But sometimes people say that it works, sometimes people say that opposites and opposite sides just works out for them. And with today's podcast, I think I want to just remind myself and you that sometimes our friendship or thought about friendship can be overcomplicated in our life, in our head. So just let it be a tiny bit easier for yourself. Allow yourself to be with the friends if you want to be with them, a bit open, or allow yourself to build new connections. And it's fine, but it is very sad when sometimes relationship like us the friendship finishes, but you have to be grateful for what you had and be grateful for what is coming. I think that's it for today. And be a friend to yourself and go get one. Bye.